Hey, this is Mufasi popping in to tell you to subscribe, like the video, hit that bell icon. If you enjoy it, check out more of our videos and check out the full episode. You can watch here on YouTube and check it out on Spotify. Goodbye, enjoy.
Did this make you a full-fledged TNA watcher?
Yeah, dude, I'm in it for the long haul now. I like it. I like
That's
TNA.
what happened to me 4 years ago at Slammiversary 2020.
Oh, so we're like on the same path, just a little behind here.
Yeah, but Slammiversary back then was good. Slammiversary now is good. TNA has always been good, and I don't think people give it enough credit.
Yeah.
It's just because they fell off. That's why people don't want to, like, give it the time of day, but it's just as good as, like, you know, your AEW, your WWE, or your fucking... It's like, it's a competitor. It just doesn't have enough people or funding behind it to feel as big as it used to.
But with Slammiversary this year, it was pretty big because this was TNA's biggest show in 10 years. They had their biggest gate. I think it was roughly 4,000 people, so that's pretty massive.
That's the biggest arena I've seen, or not arena, that's just the biggest venue that I've seen them fill in a long time.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, they stay, at least pre-COVID, they wouldn't hop around too much. They kind of had like a residency, kind of like with, you know, how like AEW is now in Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's cool to see them moving around and actually like selling tickets and putting butts in seats. God damn it!
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, I think the people are saying, "Oh, it's, you know, the NXT TNA collab isn't helping them." I very much disagree now because, you know, what do you think? Do you think they would have gone for this venue and tried it if they didn't have this collab?
I think they still would have, and I think they could have, like, I think they could do it without NXT, because, respectfully, I think it would be one thing if they were advertising Slammiversary on WWE programming, but they weren't. So as far as that's concerned, it's just, like, normal, where, like, maybe you're getting a few people, like, interested in TNA, and then that's how they find out about Slammiversary, but I think it would do them a lot better if they were able to advertise that pay-per-view on NXT.
Yeah. I am going to say, though, I think the reason they sold so much, honestly, is because of Joe Hendry. Like, Joe Hendry 100%. Hit the mainstream, and he started to go viral before the collab, before he even showed up on NXT. He started to go viral, then he showed up on NXT and it fucking skyrocketed, you know, like the viralness of it. So I'm if they didn't have Joe Hendry there, I don't see it happening. I think Joe Hendry is probably one of the biggest, you know, selling points.
Yeah.
Not discrediting everybody else. I
think everyone. Joe Hendry plays a huge part, but I also think you got to think about, like, Nick Nemeth and
for sure, yeah. Nick Nemeth, even Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, like, you know,
Jeff,
like Mustafa Ali, all the fucking big names. Yeah, like, they have a lot of big names right now, and they are building up to that. But I would say, like, Joe Hendry brought them into that threshold where they were like, oh yeah, we can do 4K, no problem. You know?
Yeah.
So
I definitely want to look into, like, what, like, their gates have been as of lately for pay-per-views, because I'm curious now.
Yeah.
But I know this, just by the looks of it, looked bigger than, you know, what they usually pull, which is great.
Yeah, and it definitely felt big too, overall, you know.
TNA to the top, in my opinion. Again, I think people don't give it the time of day because the fact that they fell off, and people are just like, oh, the same thing's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
If they try to, like, become popular. Like, I don't know how much you've looked into TNA's history over the last, like, 15 years, but it's fucking messy.
Yeah. I know a lot of things about, like, you know, when it started to fall off and all the shit that happened, and but you know, it had a massive point. Like, it was a very top competitor for a few years there, obviously early on, you know, when they had Hogan, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, like all the fucking big names, Sting, even, like all those people. Obviously it was huge. It was a huge promotion. And yeah, it was a very messy history, but I feel like now they're actually, like, you know, really coming back.
Yeah, I think it's TNA to the top. That's my, you know, I think it's going to be a slow burn, but I think TNA can get back to a place. I don't think it's one of those things where you think about, like, AEW versus WWE. You know, AEW will always be number 2.
Right.
Just, like, statistically. I think TNA will always be number 3, unfortunately. Right. But that's also not, like, that unfortunate, because the fact that they're on the map is, like, enough.
Yeah.
So, but this pay-per-view was great, and we had a lot of good matches. We had a lot of juice. We had a lot of pro wrestling.
Yes.
And it tickled me, and it cooked and it tickled.